So, hello, everybody. I hope all is well with you. I hope you all are having a great day. I am Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Walter, the Candle Man. It is Wealth Wednesdays, where we try to, anyway, learn how to make and keep money. Of course, Walter is our resident financial guru. He has been in the industry for about 30 years, maybe a little longer at this point, and has worked with a whole host of people. All right. And so the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. Also, like to say a big giant hello and welcome to Facebook and YouTube. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are participants, because we do share the link so you can click it. Come on and speak your mind or ask a question or whatever it is. All I ask is that if I have not seen you before, please let me see your face. If you have like an emoji or something on, before I bring you up to the big screen, so I can make sure there's no shenanigans involved. So today we are going to talk about something that Jay-Z said on, I guess, Kevin Hart's podcast, and I kind of saw it trending around. I said, that's interesting. I think that'll be an interesting topic for Wealth Wednesdays. Walter is here. He's fixing his light because it's kind of dark. All we can see is his teeth. I'm just kidding. No, he's getting a little bit more light on the screen. So in the meantime, Sherry Brown, how you doing? He says, I guess Jay-Z said blood ain't thicker than water. That's a good way to look at it. Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? And Troy, what's going on with you? Facts Not Feelings, you said F Jay-Z. All right. Wilbur, how you doing? And Black America, what's going on with you? And King of Sorrows, I hope you're having a great day. All right. So, Walter, are you ready to come before us? Or are you still getting adjusted? I think he's probably still getting adjusted.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
I'm just trying
Maybe
to.
you should try to put it in front of you.
Yeah, I ain't had my halo in a long time, so I'm a
Have you ever had a halo?
I mean, I've had people say that to me, but I can't confirm it. Here we go.
Yes. Yeah, you put it in front of you is much better.
All right. Oh
A
snap!
little better. Okay. All right. So, Renz G, how are you doing this fine evening? All right. So, we'll go ahead and get to it. And I also want to give you guys a programming note or something like that. I think that's the proper way to apply it. At 9 p.m. Eastern time, I will appear as a guest on Ashonda at Large, her show. We're going to talk about things in Black America, not Black America on our show, but things in Black America and relationships, and I guess everything else in between. So I'm going to share it to my page if you guys want to tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun, and she's actually going to interview me. So you never know what you might hear. Buckhorse, how are you doing? So anyway, back to what we were saying. Okay. So apparently Jay-Z was on the Kevin Hart's podcast, and I didn't see the whole thing, admittedly, but I saw this particular clip trending around, and people had a whole host of opinions in regards to what he said. So I'm going to play it for you guys, and then we can have a conversation around that. So here, oh, Walter, do you have anything to say before we get
No, no,
started?
no. Let's get to it.
Rick.
No,
Huh?
let's do it. I want to see it.
Okay. How you doing, Fishing with Rick? Hope you're having a great day. All right, so here we go. Okay, hold up. There it is. All right. Here we go.
Know where they are, right? Some people haven't evolved past 16. They still stuck in that place, but you evolving every year. So that may be a threat to them. Subconsciously or consciously, Kev acting funny because blah, blah, blah. You have to navigate that. You have cousins. You got to go home for Thanksgiving and people are talking to you like Kevin Hart. And you going home for solace. You want family.
You're going home for peace of mind.
You're going home for peace of mind.
And they don't give you that,
and your
because
cousins,
you're not
your cousins in your grandma's living room saying, yo, man, I got this play. I want to, if you just give me, you know what I mean? 4,800, I could make you 2 million. You like, it don't work like that, fam. But you got to explain to him, like, life isn't like that. Money isn't free, and no one's giving out opportunities. If it sounds too good to be true, it's really, and then he like, oh, you don't believe in my dreams.
All right. So the, I guess, consensus that came out of that was that Jay-Z was not willing to loan his cousin. Now, I don't even know if that was a real scenario, but I guess people are assuming that it is, because he was talking about, going home for the holidays or whatever in his grandmother's living room. The cousin is asking you basically for money, right? In this particular case, it's $4,800 to get a play going or whatever. And then it sounds like once he said basically, no, I'm not going to give it to you, for lack of better words, the cousin was like, oh, so you don't believe in my dreams or something like that. So as I said, the consensus was that Jay-Z was not willing to loan his cousin $4,800. Now, mind you, Jay-Z is worth, I guess, over $2 billion, maybe more at this point. And so I've seen a lot of people say, wow, he's worth over $2 billion. He couldn't give or loan his cousin the $4,800. That's nothing to him, right? Also, people were saying how stingy he is, and that's messed up, his family, and a whole host of other things. And there's people saying, well, that's Jay-Z's money, right? He doesn't have to give it to him. So I'm interested in seeing what Walter has to. I already know what he got to say. But I'm also interested in knowing what you all have to say. Who came on here? Loonies, how you doing? Said the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Okay. And Damien, how you doing? Thank you so much. And blessings to you as well. I see you, Buckhorse. You are in the house. That's Not Feeling says, F this gatekeeper. Woo, we coming out strong, huh? Are you in New York? Okay. And Renz G says, this was the same guy getting on young Black people on their hair, and his ain't no different. The hypocrisy. Ooh, okay. Black America says, yeah, that sounds fake. Okay, well, we are going to see. So, Walter, what do you think of what you just saw? And Arniva, how you doing?
I mean, Jay-Z's point, and of course, we as a people, we're going to take it out of context and make it something it ain't. It's basic. And I've been in this position. I ain't never had $2 billion, but I know what it's like to be on your feet, doing okay, and people perceiving that, and people coming to you with money. And I've loaned several of my friends money, and it's ruined the relationship with every single one of them. One, they don't give it back. Two, it's kind of hard to come to one of your friends and family members for money. I mean, yeah, me and my family, we've done business together, but that's still a tough conversation to have. And I think what Jay-Z's saying to his cousin is, I'm gonna give you $5,000. You're gonna turn it into $1 million. He's making a point. It don't work like that. Things take longer, and it take more energy and effort. And a lot of times, people come to you with these pie in the sky ideas, and they don't have them thought out. They don't have a plan. They're just like, give me the money and I'll get it back to you one day. He does that for his cousin. He ought to do it for everybody. And I know, and again, you guys, this is a 60-second clip, so we don't know the whole thing. We can't go behind. We didn't watch the whole episode. So the guy made a really good point. Jay-Z's gone through a lot to make his money. He can honestly do what he wants with his money. Rich people do not have an obligation to give you one penny, at all. It's not our job to count somebody else's money. I don't care if he had $10 billion. It's not his job to loan it out to people because they're related to him. And that's been a huge problem with Black people. If you read the book, Even the Color of Money, that's the one thing that she talks about is Black people throughout time have wanted to hook up and this in the name of Jesus, and I'm family, hook me up, and it's ruined us financially. So I think he can give money to who he feels like, and we really need to back up off Jay-Z because he gets a lot of heat for what he doesn't do and what he says. He's just one dude out of millions of people in the Black community, but he's always in the news. And you guys, honestly, I think if most people put in the work that Jay-Z put in to get where he's at, they wouldn't even be on this. They wouldn't even be in the conversation. So it's his money. He can do what he feels like it. Bill Gates, I'm sure he would have the same conversation. Elon Musk, you have to draw the line with people. Otherwise it will, Jay-Z, Uncle Jay-Z loaned me $4, and before you know it, he's loaning everybody money. Now he'd probably be better just giving it to him and being like, yo, man, here's $4,800. Listen, this is a gift. Use it. If you make money one day, cool. Hit me back, but I ain't gonna be waiting on you to flip it and give it to me. I heard Magic Johnson say personally, I was sitting in his office and he says, do not do not loan family money. It's the fastest way to ruin the relationship. Put you in the most awkward position at Kwanzaa, Thanksgiving, whatever it is you celebrate, for that person you loaned money to, and it didn't work out. I don't even me and my family, my sister sent to the left or the right, depending on how you're looking at it. We've done business deals together, and some worked out, some didn't. And when it didn't work out, the house was on fire. Me and my brother have done deals together, and they haven't worked out. Me and him went a long time without speaking over a financial deal. So I think we have to look at it as business people. It's his money, period. And because he's rich, don't mean he has to give anybody a penny. If that's the case, you guys can go to some of your pastors, some of these, you can go to everybody, the athletes, everybody, celebrities, business people, and say, okay, you know what? Since you worked harder than we did, you deserve to give us money. Like, these people haven't done the work. They haven't done the work. It's his money. You ask me, can I loan you money? The answer is no. It's no. You don't go tweet it out and start a TikTok. And, if you put that much energy into creating your own wealth in your own business, you wouldn't be coming to your cousin. That's my opinion. I've lost friends over loaning them money, and several of them. And I told one of my boys, I said, man, don't do that to our friendship. I'm not going to loan you money because I don't want to be thinking about it like that. And honestly, man, I worked 18 hours today, and I noticed you went fishing and golfing. So get your ass out of the fishing boat, off the golf course, get out of the mall, and get your ass to work. And that's what I told him. And we're friends to this day. So, but you guys, when you're talking about Trump, that's his kid. Jay-Z's son is a whole different conversation, number one. Number two, Jay-Z's kids will be raised in that situation. So by the time they get old enough to ask somebody for $4,800, they will have $48 million based on working with their pops. And Donald Trump, his father gave him money, but Donald Trump turned it into an empire. And not because Donald Trump his dad was like, hey, Donald, here's a meal. Donald Trump got to watch his dad perform, execute in real estate. And then his father gave him money to build his legacy. Yeah, don't bring Trump to the conversation. People are always talking about Trump and his father. You're supposed to give your kids money and an opportunity and teach someone to do with it. If black people, if we did what Donald Trump's dad did, we'd be in a whole different conversation. I hope that answered your question.
I don't know. I was going to look up something. Give me 1 second. Let's see. So not too long ago, I was looking at, I saw something about celebrity children's net worth. So Jay-Z's daughter, Blue Ivy, if from what I am seeing, is worth about $800 million from what they're saying. I also saw like Kim Kardashian's daughter on Northwest is worth a bunch of money, and a couple of other children. And so to that point, somebody brought up Trump. Yeah, Trump's father gave him money or whatever to get him started, and whatever the case is. Like Walter said, that was his son. And the point that I'm making with Blue Ivy is, I don't know if y'all saw Beyonce on tour anytime throughout the summer, but Blue Ivy was up there dancing with her. You know what I mean? She brought her out there every show and she danced. I'm sure she earned some money. Ivy Park, that is Beyonce's clothing line, and she named it after her daughter. And so there's a whole lot of things going on. But point being, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're investing in their own children. But Black America, I left this comment up because my mom had the same policy. She says, never give something that you need back, right? Just assume that you're giving it, because if you're giving somebody something you need, you probably not going to get it back, right? Like if you're loaning somebody like your rent money, okay, it's the 15th. I'm going to give it to you because you said you're going to give it back to me in a week. Then I'm assuming I'm going to have my money to pay my rent. A lot of times they're not going to give it back. So now you stuck. So yeah, that's my policy too. Never loan something you need back. But I agree with you, Walter. I totally agree with you. I don't think Jay-Z, MZ, or PZ, or whoever, I don't think anybody is has to loan something to somebody because they asked. That's Jay-Z's money. Regardless of how he got it out the mud, he got it out the mud. And so a lot of times too, we like to demonize people when they tell us no. I've had people tell me no about certain things, even though I've told them yes, but I didn't take it personally. I took it as an opportunity to go do it myself or figure out a way to do it myself. But I'm not, and listen, I'm not a huge fan of Jay-Z. I don't like some things that he did, but I'm also one of those people that can say, I don't like some things that he did, but yeah, I agree with him or her when they said or did this, right? Because that to me is, like I said, it's immature to say, well, I just don't like nothing that they're saying. But Oprah said the same thing. She says people just expect because I got money that I'm supposed to just, buy this person a house and buy that person a house and give them a car and give them money. And she's like, no, it's my money. Nobody gave me anything. I was poor. I worked and I, built this empire. So it's a little bit selfish and delusional, I think, to expect somebody because you got money that you should give it to me. Will Smith had a conversation around. He says him and a bunch of his friends, they all used to go out to dinner, and every last one of them always expected him to pick up the tab until one day he says, why do y'all always slide me the tab? Just because I'm making the most money don't mean I want to take care of y'all. Don't mean I want to pick up the tab. He said it'd be nice if somebody paid for me. So I'm not mad at Jay-Z. I'm not mad at him. Plus, like you said, I didn't come here to grandmama house on Thanksgiving so y'all can hit me up for a whole bunch of money. I came here as one of the cousins or whatever, the grandchild, to have a great time with my family. And here we are having an uncomfortable conversation. Me having to tell you no, because you probably was like, oh, okay, Sean gonna be up at the at the Thanksgiving dinner. This is when I'm gonna hit him up for some money. So I don't even know why we are mad about that. Let me get into these comments really quick, Walter. And Michael, I keep seeing you say a derogatory name for Jay-Z. I think we get it. All right, thank you. Okay, let's see here. Abdul. And now let me go back. He says, Ananya says, his an investment. My uncle refused to loan me money. And if you don't ask me why did he refuse to do that? And Abdul, he says, how do these people get rich? Answer that question. Well, I mean, some people said that Jay-Z got rich off of some drug money or whatever. That may or may not be true. But there's a lot of people who sold drugs and they ain't nowhere near what Jay-Z is doing. So I'm like this. I'm not gonna hate on Jay-Z for acquiring wealth. I'm just not gonna do it. Regardless, yeah, if he got it nefariously, whatever, that's probably a problem. But he's got it nevertheless. All right, Sister Shay, how you doing? He said, didn't Trump file bankruptcy 4 times? I tell you a secret: most wealthy people have filed bankruptcy a copious amount of times, and or has failed a copious amount of times before they got successful. So filing bankruptcy is not like the stigma that it used to be, if that makes sense. Because y'all know somebody brought up MC Hammer. He filed bankruptcy. He says it's like this: I owe $13 million. I had 10. I wasn't, even if I paid the IRS or whatever it is, $10 million. Or my debt, my bills, the $10 million, I still was going to be in a whole $3 million. So I might as well file bankruptcy, kept my $10 million, and then start all over when all this stuff come up off my record. And so bankruptcies ain't what we think it is, right? Let's see here. Al, how you doing? It says Shaq will help anybody else. Celeb and family is full of it. So you're saying he does help everybody else, like give him money and buy him cars and stuff. I know he's also like, I'm not giving my sons anything because, they have gotten all the opportunities in the world. He says, but my daughters, yeah, all day long, I'll always take care of them. Renzi says, but Trump squandered a lot of the money his father gave him also. Yeah, but, ain't he lucky he had it? You know what I mean? Ain't he lucky he had it? You know what I mean? So, yeah, he squandered or whatever, but he got it back now. We need to focus on, the long-term stuff here. Hi, Q, how you doing? He says, Jay-Z's money is not there, the family's, and a cousin is not even a relationship to give money. Don't tie up blood in deals. I got to be like that unless you just going to give it, right? And Rick, you say, if I had it like Jay-Z, I'd help a relative out if they weren't in dire straits, but I wouldn't help a family member out if I knew they were going to smoke up the money or trick it off. Yep, and that would be your prerogative, right? And Pop, how you doing? Good evening. We got to get together so you can come on here and you can tell us all about your stuff. Brother Samuel, how you doing? Daniel Cooper, what's going on with you? You says interesting. We give out our own culture for free and everything else that others ask for with a smile, but we cannot invest in our community. What a joke. Another thing is, how do y'all know that Jay-Z does not invest in his community? See, that's the other thing about philanthropy. A lot of times people, and this is one thing I hate about the internet, because it's like if we can't search it or find it on the internet, oh, it must not be true. But philanthropy is done in secret. It's not done like, hey, everybody, I'm about to go give a homeless person a donut. Is all the cameras on me? Okay, here we go. That's not philanthropy. Philanthropy is none of your business. It's between me, the person I'm helping, and God. When Prince left up out of here, Van Jones was actually the one that was doing his philanthropy before he died. And Van Jones said he helped so many people, but I would have lost my job if I would have talked about it, because Prince did not want anybody to know. Even Farrakhan told a story about when he was sick, Prince tried to come visit him, but because he was so sick, they wouldn't let people in the room. And he also helped out, donated to the Nation of Islam, but nobody knew that. So philanthropy is basically is none of your business, right? If that makes any sense. All right. And Walt Tech, how you doing? You say 100. And Ashley says Jay-Z and his wife don't help Black people. That is not true. That's a lie. And we need to educate ourselves. And like I said, I'm not part of the Beehive or nothing like that, but I do know enough to do my research and know that they do help Black people. So I think we need to cut it out. Come on. You know what I mean? Damon, how are you doing today? And Daniel says, Demetra, the Asians help each other. The Jews help each other. Every other group of people help each other. My people are too much. Well, I'm going to tell you, I help people. I'm Black. I help people. Now, do we help each other? Black people, as Black people help each other on the level we should? I don't know. It remains to be seen. But I know that I help people, and I know that I have been helped by Black people. So I think we probably really kind of should be careful when we try to blanket Black people as just not helping. And like I said, we don't know who Jay-Z helps because it's not our business, right? And Anon says, Black people I knew loan money to is no longer friends. Yeah, because you just give it to them at that point. I'm not gonna loan you nothing. If I'm a part with, I'm gonna give it to you because you probably not gonna give it back, right? And Abdul says, I'm more Aretha Franklin person because they asked Aretha why did she get Angela Davis out of jail. Aretha said that Black people were her biggest supporter. Yeah. Yeah. And that was, again, Aretha Franklin's prerogative. And she did do that. That was her prerogative to do that. She wanted to do that. Nobody begged her, asked her. She wanted. Wanted is the operative word. But if somebody doesn't want to, it should not be demonized for that. And our context matters. I love that name, by the way. How you doing? It says, stay away from pocket watchers. Move in silence. Play your cards close to the chest. Yep, my mom used to always say to never talk your money. Don't talk your money. Never. And Ashley says, look at the Black community. And Ray, how you doing? Says Jackie and Mike Bezos gave their son Jeff $250,000 to start Amazon in 1995. That investment is now worth $30 billion. But the operative people are his parents gave him that money. Jay-Z was talking about a cousin at the whatever it was, family reunion or Thanksgiving or whatever it was. Willie says it's never guaranteed that you will get your money back. It took 11 years for someone to pay me back once, and they blocked me on Facebook too. Ain't that some ish? Yeah, I mean, see? You see what I'm saying? That's why that's my policy, just to give it. You know what I mean? And Daniel says, if he asks him to invest $4,800, I don't see the problem. The man's a billionaire. If he screws him over once, then cut him off. But don't cut him off the first time. But again, that's his money. That's his money. He doesn't have to give anybody nothing. And that's the other thing, too, is like, man, get it out the mud like I did. You know what I mean? Why are people more mad at Jay-Z for denying his cousin $4,800 than they are at the cousin for not getting it out the mud? Story time. How you doing? It says, damn, investments are worth the hassle for family. I mean, I don't know. I don't know their full story or their full relationship. And Ren says, I understand you guys' point. It's his money, but with all the money they have, a lot of Black people made him and his wife. You'll never see them in the Black communities building not a damn thing. Well, I know when I drive up off of, I don't give me the line because I'm not really familiar with all the freeways. I think it's the 45. I'm not for sure. But Beyonce and Kelly Nolan got a whole apartment building that they bought for low-income people. You can see it right off the freeway. So are y'all just saying these things, or do y'all know for a fact that Jay-Z and his wife don't help Black people? Abdul says Donald Trump's father did not give him money. He loaned him money with interest. But nevertheless, he gave it to him, right? And Juggy says agree, but if it's pocket change to you, why not give it up? Because he don't have to do that. Michael, I'm gonna have to block you because I asked you to stop doing that, and like you're not gonna just keep on commenting gay Z. That's immature, okay? If you ain't mature enough to be here, then y'all go where they do all of that at. Anyway, okay, so let's see here. In context matters, it says loan. You have to think about return of investment and opportunity costs. Yeah, and Miguel, how you doing? It says, what do you know about wealthy people or white people? Why do you ask? If you don't mind me asking you, why are you asking me that? What do I know about wealthy or white people? If you, let me put this up here. Boy, I tell you, I'm gonna be nice today though. Nubian Page, how you doing? Says no excuses. I'm helping my family. If I'm rich, period. I can't believe he wouldn't help. He could change his cousin's life. That small amount would not dent his pockets. To me, that's mean, cheap, and cold. So y'all think that Jay-Z, every time somebody get around him at the family reunion or Thanksgiving, they should be able to hem him up for money? Like he said, I'm going there as part of the family. Do y'all think that's what he's there for? Because a lot of times when people have money, they forget that they are human too, right? They just look at him as a wallet. Oh man, you got it. Oh, that little bit of money ain't gonna hurt you. It's like, first of all, who are you to deduce that what I got to a little bit of money because you want it? I don't know. And Abdul says Donald Trump father did not give him the money. He loaned him money with interest. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. Okay. All right. Y'all see this clown here? He talking about me, and he looking like a whole white man in what is he, medieval or something? But guess what I'm gonna do? I got for you, homeboy. Hold up, homeboy. Watch this. Blocked. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, really? How you doing? It says you have to learn and know how to invest and manage money. And Corey, how you doing? It says, what's the moderators at? He up out of here. I should have saw your comment. He gone. Gone back to the 1400s and medieval whatever. Contact matters. He says, you want a loan? What's your business plan? Right. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, just loan me some money for a business. And you're right, because you couldn't go sit yourself up in Chase Manhattan and say, oh, I'm here to buy $4,800. Great. Let us see your business plan. Well, I'm just telling you what I need it for. They're gonna be like, you know what? When you go, there's the door, and when you get something solid, come back and sit down and we can talk about it, right? But at this point, it really is just silly season, because I don't care how much money I got. If I do not want to give it to you, I'm not going to give it to you. And I'm not going to feel or be pressured into guilt to give it to you because I got it. I'm just not going to be. Daniel says, Demetri, I understand that, but $4,800, if it's 48, if it's, I don't know, 48 pennies, that's still his money. It's his money. I mean, I'm just saying, I know it's probably but I don't know. It's his money though. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm blocking the trolls, y'all. No tolerance today. And Juggy says, keep up the great work. All right. And Michelle, how you doing? Says, peace, Demetri. And that's Walter, actually. And Donna, and Chad, the information you're sharing is appreciated. I love and appreciate you for that. Renji says, what did Van Jones do with the $100 million he got from Bezos? Any word on that? Yeah, I heard it's some misappropriations, and not too long ago, sounds like Van Jones got fired or something like that from his own nonprofit due to not really being able to answer what happened to the money. Now, I will say Jeff did give him that money and say he can do what he wants to do with it. I do remember that, but from what I'm understanding, not too long ago, Van was, I think, fired or something like that from his company. So don't quote me though. Lady Blue, how you doing? All right, and O really says, do individual citizens help each other, especially the ones asking questions about others helping? Now you know that's actually $1 million question. We're gonna see if anybody answers that. And Arneva says $4,800 is like a penny to Jay-Z. I wouldn't hurt my family members' feelings over a penny and publicize. Yeah, I don't know, you know, about the going public with it or whatever the case is, but I listen. What happens is, and I'm gonna tell y'all from experience, when we get into people's feelings, then we get into being broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we shouldn't have compassion for people, but Mother Teresa said the best way to help the poor is to not become one of them. Okay, so sometimes we got to move our emotions and our heart up out the way and be logical about what we're doing. You know, as they always say too, if you give a man a fish, what? He gonna eat for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, he gonna eat for a lifetime. So if I was Jay-Z's family member, I'd be like, man, can I shadow you, you know, for a week or two, see how you get down or whatever, so I can absorb some knowledge and see how it is you making these money moves. To me, that's what I would have done. But man, you got it. Give me $4,800. All right, Watch. Let me clear these comments. I know you want to jump on in. Chinese food. You got to go to. Because we gonna be on here acting like we got some sense. All that nonsense. I need mature people to come up here and, you know, be here, and all that name calling and stuff we're not gonna do. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep putting it out there. Yes, you can still plug your store. POP. You can put it in the comment section, and I'm gonna put it up here on the screen. So you can plug it all through the comments as much as you want. Daniel says, I'm not blanketing the entire community, Demetria, but we do need to invest more amongst each other. I can agree with that. I think that we do. But let me ask you this. Can we also count investing as giving knowledge and wisdom? Can we count that as something as well? Or does it always have to be money? Because my father always says, if you can't take my advice, you can't take my money either. You know, because there's a lot of people that ask you for money and you say, oh, okay, well, can I give you some advice or whatever? And they don't take it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just want the money, or do you want to know how not to be in the situation again? You know? Buck Horse says, I help my people every day. Absolutely. You know, and to be fair, I help people, I don't know about every day, but quite a bit. Lady Blue says, Jay-Z has a foundation. I don't know that philanthropy is silent. I do know that philanthropy is silent. Correct. I agree. Yeah, it's none of nobody's business. If I and for those of y'all who follow the Bible, it tells you that. It tells you that is between you, God, and the person that you're helping. Not everybody. It's not to get on Facebook or, you know, and take pictures of you buying homeless people hamburgers and all that stuff. That's because being poor is already humbling. So you're gonna get on the internet and blast, oh, I will take this person to McDonald's, they didn't have nothing to eat. That's not your business. If it's truly something you're doing from the heart, you should be content with just knowing that you did it. You know? Lady Blue also says nobody owes anybody anything. Absolutely. All right. So Daniel, I'm not lighting you up. You say just putting my nickel opinions. He says laugh out loud. Beyonce did that. That's cool. Yeah, she has, but you know, Beyonce don't seem like she's one to talk a lot. So I'm sure she does a lot of philanthropy, and she just don't tell people, you know. Jason, how you doing? And Ren says, DK, please. I get all, yeah, they gone. Trust me. I see the problems up in here. They gone. But thank y'all. Y'all keep me on my toes up in here. And Michelle says, Alabama brawl. We looking forward to this. Okay. And Allie says, my Aunt Minnie used to say money is thicker than blood. Yeah, to some people it is, you know. I mean, I guess I could see that. I don't think we should make money more important to people, but I definitely think we should be cognizant of money. And money does matter. And Lady Blue says Jay-Z Foundation helps Black people. I don't doubt that at all. And Renz, you says, and you ain't even white. Oh, you talking about Miguel? Yeah, he out of here. And Jason says it's a double-edged sword. And Daniel says Arian Where be here, man? Why be here, man? Oh, because so y'all talking about the troll. Okay, yeah, he going guns. Tip, how you doing? Says people don't owe you anything. I totally agree with you on that. And let's see. Yeah, he going to guns. Tip. You also say they do cause. They do because they want to. Absolutely. And David says, do for self and for who's on your team. Everyone else is irrelevant. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. And facts, not feelings. You say, Demetria, if I had $2 billion, my family would not need to ask me for $4,800. I would set them up with a fund that pays them a monthly dividend. But guess what? That'd be something you want to do, right? That's a choice. And Ricky says, you talk about Jay-Z pulling himself up out of the mud, and I respect that. But instead of loaning his cousin the money, you should help him pull himself out of the mud. He can if he wants to. He can do that, but is it an obligation? I don't know. And then did the cousin say, instead of giving me money, can I hang out with you for a week? Just kind of learn some things from me. Did he ask that, or did he just straight out put his hand out and say, can I get some money from you? All right, so let me go on down, and then Walter, I'm gonna give it to you. I see he came back, but guess what? You blocked. All right.
Maybe we need a little entertainment. Sometimes. Never mind. I'm not started with that.
Okay, let me see. I'm having too much fun now. I'm hot, actually. Daniel said, Demetria, how do you feel about loans in general? I read that usury is condemned in the Bible and the Quran. It is. I don't mind. I won't loan people money necessarily. If you ask me for something, I got it, and I know you need it, I'm gonna give it to you. If you pay me back, you're gonna pay me back. But guess what? I ain't looking for it because I didn't loan you something. Now, do I need all my money? Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm just balling out of control. Not yet. But if I give somebody something, if you pay it back, wonderful. If you don't, that's wonderful too, because I didn't give you something that was going to hurt me. If that makes any sense. Ashley says, teach our people how to invest. The other thing is, too, our people got to want to learn how to invest as well. Not saying that all of us, but some of us don't. And Allie says, keep your money, Jay-Z, and get your dreads retwisted. You crazy. He's doing what you call free-form locks. I think that's what they call where they just grow. It's almost like, and I don't know if he is, I'm looking like Basquiat, the artist that was famous in the 80s. That's kind of how his hair was. But I don't know if that's what he's trying to do. I know he looks up to him to some degree. Brother Samuel says, Black people have to be reintroduced to the nation of beggars. Let me put you on mute because you're doing a lot. Like, okay. Nation of Black people have been reduced to a nation of beggars. We want someone to do all the work without contributing as a group. They also may not know the other side of the story. Exactly. Demonizing Jay-Z because he's like, nah, I'm good. Pass the stuffing and the turkey. I'm not here for that. Yeah, it was Van Jones, Daniel. All right, so Facts Not Feeling says Jay-Z's wife car got hit a few years back in UK. That was a $200,000 car, was a write-off. But they got it, right? That $200,000 car, from what I understand, Jay-Z and Beyonce have the biggest, most expensive house in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong because maybe it's Jeff Bezos. I don't know. But I read that not too long ago, so that $200,000 ain't nothing to them. If that's what we're talking about, or we're talking about somebody else. Arneva says, Reverend Ike said that as well about helping the poor. Yeah. And let's see here. I'm going to skip down a little bit. Oh, really said, that's right. You got to be willing to take business advice and do the work. Yeah. High Cube says, Black sports stars and entertainers end up bankrupt by them from their families. Yes. And not just Black athletes. I've seen 30 for 30. The one where it's called Broke. That was an excellent episode, by the way. And there was also white athletes on there. And in one of them, he says that his father or somebody was supposed to invest the money for him, and he ended up stealing the money, and he was broke. So you're right. All right, Mike, nice. How you doing? Okay. Watch this. Blocked. Ja, how you doing? Daniel, he was back, but he gone now. Anon, he says, that's a good one. Money is thicker than blood. I remember that. And Poppy says he got another ghost. Yeah, he gonna be gone. He can create as many accounts as he wants. And guess what? My block finger is very strong. Love to love you. How you doing? And now we're gonna get to the how do black people invest. Walter, if you can think of like 3, things, and I'm gonna hand it to you just a second. Love to love you says you could be raised with family and have gone through a tough time together. And if one turns out all right in the end, they forget where they came from. Yeah, that's true too. But not, always true. And Joe Jones, how you doing? Says, if I loan it and you don't pay me back, at least I can't go get too worried about you asking for more. That is true. Hey, Easy, how you doing? Facts Not Feeling says philanthropy is not silent. If you ever heard of the Sloan Memorial Cancer Center or Kennedy School of Government at Harvard, philanthropy is not silent. So that's more or less like foundations where that they're helping people. But I'm talking about philanthropy and the fact that I may have a lot of money and I'm just here, or I might send it anonymously or whatever the case is. But philanthropy is supposed to be silent. Foundations are a different story. That's what they're built for. That's what they are there for. GNPSP, how you doing? Says Jay-Z, grimy, cutthroat, and devious as hell. He gonna take that money right to his maker down under where he going. Al, he says, Demetra has helped me and I thank you. F family, especially mine. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I mean, family ain't always what it's cracked up to be, right? But and JJ, he says Jean Michael Basquiat. Yep, that's who I think that Jay-Z is trying to mimic because that's how he looked. He looks now, right? So I think that's what it is. Ashley says, I want to learn how to invest. You're gonna learn how to invest. Rick says they call that freeform locks now. Yes, says we used to call it nappy back in the day. All right, and Michelle says, yeah. We see the same old mantra. Can you lend me? Can you spare me? Always got your hands in the air. Never borrow. Always loan. Never G of your own or something. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's better to give it. Okay, hold up. Block. Gmail gonna be like, damn, who is this fool? Keep making all these emails and make all these YouTube accounts. I got time today, homie. I got time. CG, what's going on with you? Ananya says, I wrote this in my journal. Money is thicker than blood. Yeah, so y'all like that, huh? Oh, he'll be back, but guess what? He'll be gone too. Thank you, Black America, for reminding people to hit the like button. And the Black is Beauty. How you doing? Yep. He every time he pop up, if it's his daddy, his mama, Michelle, or Obama, they gonna be gone. All right, Walter, what say you? Oh, he on the phone or something.
Hey, D, give me 10 seconds.
I got you. I got you. Love to love you. It says sometimes you gotta even cut family off. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that. Because sometimes family be doing too much. And it's just the way it is. Sometimes the family member that's getting cut off, like Roberto on here getting cut off, they deserve it. They put themselves in a position to where you have to say, you know what? I can't do it. I don't think we're going to be able to hang out because you doing too much. And at the end of the day, you have to, and I know this is kind of cliche, we hear it a lot, you have to protect your peace, right? You have to protect your peace. Somebody is not acting right, they're doing the most. Sometimes you got to cut them off. Maybe when they act right, then they can come back into the fold. But until then, you cut off. Walter?
Yeah, I'm just, this conversation shouldn't be this complicated. I mean, I don't know what it is with the hate with Jay-Z. I don't get it. I mean, like, we all have so many mistakes. If you think about all the mistakes we make as people, man, if they followed us, all the mistakes we make on a regular basis, can you imagine? I mean, this dude, him and his wife, they have amassed a fortune from the ground up. I remember when we worked with Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's her father, they started, I mean, from almost next to nothing. So, I mean, this is a talented woman. Jay-Z is a talented dude. They are business people. Man, I'm not saying we need to worship these people, but if most black people thought like Beyonce and Jay-Z, we would be better off financially. I don't care about their morals, and don't tell me that you care about their morals when we have all these black TV shows that are so popular with us, and these people don't have a soul to begin with. So this conversation just needs to be about money. He said he didn't want to loan out money, and it ain't because he can't do it, because he don't want to keep dealing with it over and over and over, and that ruins the family's relationship. Now, what I would like if Jay-Z was my cousin, my conversation to Thanksgiving dinner would be like, hey, you know what? I got some money put to the side. I'm interested in doing something with it. You're in the music industry, you're in publishing, you're in this and that. Like, where could I go to get started so I can follow your footsteps? You know, I know my money ain't your money, but like, is there something I can invest in that maybe you're interested in? And in the future, we could do something together. I would respond well to somebody that's coming to me with a plan and some cash and saying, I need your help based on your success. That would make more sense. So, and like Jay-Z did make it by himself. I can tell you personally, I know his camp, from Rockefeller, from G to hip hop. All those, I know all those cats, and I know for a fact Jay-Z pulled that shit out of the mud. And maybe out of the cocaine, maybe out of the weed, I don't know. Him and that whole camp, G, hip hop, those guys didn't come from money. Kanye, that whole Rockefeller group, those guys didn't come from money. They come from working an 18-hour day, doing concert shows, going to bed at 4 a.m., getting on the bus at 6 to get ready to do a show at 8, go in the studio all night, get up, go to bed, do it all over again for decades. So those guys are they're self-made as they got themselves going. So, and I think that's a huge problem with the black community. As soon as somebody gets doing too well, we just go after them. I don't never hear Asians saying, oh, Fong Lu and them, they ought to give us some money. They doing too well.
Who the hell is Fong Lu?
I don't know. I just came up with an Asian name. I actually knew a Fong Lu in high school. You know what I'm saying? Or my neighbors, my Filipino neighbors, Barack and them, they ain't over there. I mean, like, we do this to each other. And the crazy part is we have a lot of black wealth. We have a lot of black people with a lot of money. But I feel sometimes we just be so afraid to even, I don't know, like you go out there, people find out you have money, and then you got to give it to them. But these same people be out there spending their rent check on these fancy cars and all these Gucci's and Louis and all this stuff. So we ought to just learn from these dudes. I wish we could get Jay-Z in a room and just let him talk money. Here's where I was 20, 30 years ago. Here's where I'm now. Here's how I got to those steps. Man, can you imagine? Versus him answering questions about how come you don't give to the hood. Jay-Z does give to the hood. I know for a fact that he does, but he ain't got to be out promoting it. And talking about the charities and the big foundations, that is their job to raise money to give away. So they have to let people know that they give money away so they can raise it. That's their sole job, is to raise money and give it away. The Red Cross blasts that they donate money so they can get people to give them money. That's why they're so public about it. So there's a lot we can learn from Jay-Z. I would love to pick his brain, or I'd love to pick Beyonce's brain. I know for a fact when her father, Matthew, we were dealing with him, they were just holding it together. So they're super successful and they deserve every penny. I don't think they should have to give anybody anything. That is their prerogative. Period. So if you spend the time focusing on your own money, it won't even be a conversation. And calling the dude Jay-Z, I don't even know where that comes from. And this 2023, I don't even know how the word gay is still an attack. You know what I'm saying? But like, we're going after the brother that's done well for black people. And I may even go out on a limb and scratch my conservative soul. I say, even I make the comments about Barack Obama, what he did for black people. Not talking about his policies. We all know those are horrible. But what he represents is a dude that's doing something, reaching his goals and looking good doing it and sounding good doing it, regardless of what his policies are. So we can learn from these people. And there's some cool things we could do. Like I always tell people, here come the financial tips if you're interested. You can, if you just get your foundation straight. One, being clean. I gave my sister a book, or maybe you gave it to me. You broke if you want to be. I think I gave that book to everybody.
I think I gave that one to you.
The Robert Wingett, the Wingett guy.
Larry Wingett, yes.
Larry Wingett, yeah, that's a great book. Start by being clean. If one thing I'm always doing is I'm always cleaning up my bedroom, my car. When I get my car, I make sure it's spotless. My bedroom, I make sure it's spotless. Right now, I'm cleaning up and going through some paperwork, but I make sure my environment is clean. That way I can focus on what I need to get done. Being in the military, the first thing they have you do is get up and make your bed, because it's easier to focus in a good environment. If you see a CEO or a power broker on television, their desk for the most part is what?
And hold that thought. Let me tell y'all something about my brother right here, okay? When I tell y'all, because I'm clean. And my sister, she's a clean freak too. I think between all my four siblings, me, Walter, and Amanda, we're like neat freaks. But Walter is a neat freak. If you leave something down too long for his taste, he gonna throw it away. Oh, I thought it was junk. Like, man, that was a whole brand new ass purse. What you mean? You thought it was junk? I tell you, Walter has been into it with every family member behind throwing somebody's stuff away. He don't like no clutter in his house, his cars, nowhere. You hear him tearing up something now, about to throw it away. So I agree with that. Your environment has to be clean so you can think. I'm like you. I can't think when things are cluttered and disheveled. Like, for example, I can't go into my kitchen. I don't leave my kitchen dirty, but I can't go into a dirty kitchen and just start cooking. I have to clean, wipe everything down, put the dishes away or whatever the case is, and then I can start. But I cannot cook on top of like filth, if that makes any sense. So, okay, continue. I'm writing this down too, by the way. Clean environment.
So being clean, your car, your clothes, everything. And that makes your life easier. And then what I started doing is just getting rid of a lot of stuff. I have like 2 pair of jeans, and if you go in my closet, I got a bunch of white shirts, and I can get dressed with my eyes closed, literally. And it gives you more time to think about other stuff. And then when you have a mess laying around, your brain has to go back to that mess over and over. Every time you see it, oh, I should get to that one day. I should get to that one day. Oh, I should clean my room. I should clean out my closet. I'm known to clean out some closets. Lord have mercy. A woman living with me knows the minute she puts something down, it's going to be where it's supposed to be. So that would be step number 1. Step number 2 is know where you stand. I'm getting back into financial conversations with people again. And the one thing I always tell them is find out where you stand. I'm dealing with a few people, women that are going through divorces. And so I'm trying to see who's going to end up with the most money so I can pick one. No, I'm just kidding. But I said to both of them, how much does your husband make? How much does he have? Where is all the money? Everywhere. You should have it down to the penny. You are a spouse. You need to know what your spouse has and what they're working with 100% to the penny or to the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me you live in a household and you don't know what everybody else is making and what they have saved. I'm talking about you guys working together. So find out what you're working with and stop using an excuse. Well, I didn't know, like, we don't know this. That's a lie, because with YouTube, you can Google anything you want and get a million answers for it. Oh, I didn't understand about my 401k. Well, you're a fool, because you can Google how does my 401k work on Google and watch YouTube videos till the cows and chickens come home. So the information is out there. So know where you stand. Have you ever wondered, I wonder what's going on? I wonder what's like, or you open one of your bank accounts and realize you have more money than you thought? So knowing where you stand is humongous. because it's hard to make progress if you don't know where you're at in the first place. So that's easy. Just going through, like me, what I do is I go through my credit card statements every month, and I go through them with a pen, and I just make sure everything on there I can remember paying for. Just knowing where you stand. And then as far as, the fastest way to build wealth in America, in my opinion, is to build your credit. Even if you have the worst credit today, in 2 years, you could have rock solid credit. It may not be perfect, but it'll be good enough for you to start something. So that I would start with credit, just building your credit, getting credit cards here and there. And you guys, there's a great book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, doing little things that count. Just start by, I'm going to get this one little credit card and I'm going to pump the brakes. I'm going to work on it and I'm going to get another one. I'm not going to get stuck by Instagram and and this person balling out, because most of those people ain't. They're not balling out. They're in debt to the hill, to the sky, and they're trying to keep it together like a lot of people are. They are trying to keep it together. So you need to take care of your credit. And you guys, when it comes to other people, you have to block them out. Tell them hell to the no. Listen, and I'll tell you, yesterday I had to do something so cold to somebody. I had to let them have it, because I have the habit of trying to help my family and them do things and carrying the blood of Christ and Muhammad and, Jehoshaphat, everybody at the same time, to try and help these kids. And, I'll leave the other person nameless. And yesterday I had an epiphany. I said, you know what? I would rather be loved, hated in a beach house versus loved in the boathouse. And I said, I'm going to take care of me. And so I sent this, I was going to send it to you, but I wanted to think it through, but I have thought it through. I sent this somebody sent me this message here, blah, 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 blaming me for some shit 20 years ago. And I think I use the F word and leave me alone, get your shit together, don't ever contact me again. I never want to see or hear your face till, even in my next life, I don't want to ever see you again.
Hey, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it's necessary.
I said you're useless. You get your life together and stop blaming other people for your crap. You are the common denominator in your madness. And I tell you, when I dropped that ball, I just felt myself floating in the air. You have to tell people hell to the no. Oh man, you got it. Not for you. You know what I'm saying? God is my witness. I'm wearing this, man. This shirt. I woke up this morning at 3 a.m., went upstairs, took a whole bath, and changed my shirt and went to work. I'm looking forward to taking a shower tonight, because I didn't get to take one last night or this morning. The point I'm making is, when you get up and you have stuff to do, some days you have to make a decision. Do I take a shower today? Do I get in the sauna and sweating for my health, or do I just get to it? And there's probably once or twice a month where I just get up, don't shower, and I just go get the money. Somebody smell me, I'd be like, hey, smell like money, don't it? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to all the time you got to take care of you. Sometimes you have to just drop the weights. You ever try and help somebody and they're not going to help themselves? They're not going to help themselves, and you just keep trying to help them. You can't make a hoe a housewife. You can't take a bed to a campsite. I should put that in the rhyme, right? Stop taking your queen size bed to a campsite. Fool, this is temporary. This is not your place. You cannot help somebody get their stuff together. So I know what Jay-Z's talking about. I don't have his kind of money, not yet, but I know what it's like to show up and people think you got it. That's not cool. What if the brother just want to sit down and have a piece of chicken? Can he just do that without being the bank of Jay-Z, or y'all call him the bank of Jay-Z, whatever? I never saw an indication that he was gay. Not even on the download rumor mills, the Twitter files have I heard that. So we have to focus on our own selves. So I talked about building credit. And you guys, I keep talking about this. Just every time you get money, just put it away or invest it in something. Start something. I don't know, this lighter here, I think I paid $20 on Amazon. I went on Alibaba, it's $2. Now, it's drama dealing with the Chinese. I don't mean dealing with Chinese because they're complicated, but dealing with them because they're on a whole nother clock. So if you go to my Alibaba account, I have all these conversations with all these Chinese manufacturers that's how I got my candle label from somebody in China. They shipped me thousands of them at a time, different products that we're putting on our site. So the point I'm making is those are extra hours. You work your 8 to 10 hours, and then after work, you work on your future. Yeah, it's drama dealing at midnight, having a conversation with somebody. How can I get 1,000 of these for $2 each, and then fight with them over shipping, but knowing that these are $20 each. You know what I'm saying? So I spend $2,000, but when I'm done, I got $20,000. You know what I'm saying? That's 18 racks, and then you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and even if you only make 3,000, that stuff starts to add up. And they'll send you Alibaba. They'll send you a sample. They'll send you one at a time. Whatever it is you want, you can. If you want to sell keys on Amazon, and you can, they'll send you one key as a sample, and then if you like it, you can order more from them. You guys, there's no excuse not to do it. So take whatever money you have left over. No, that's wrong. Take your money first and put it somewhere, and then take what you have left over and pay your bills. That's what I would do. And I've even been in the habit of sometimes spending too much money on my investments and being short on my bills. I've been known to do that because I get excited over new opportunities, and that's where we need to be. So I would just start putting money away. And if you don't know where to put it or invest it, put it in your bank and just start accumulating it. You see, okay, I have more money, and before you know it, the money is accumulating. Do you know what I'm saying? That makes sense?
No, it does. And I want to kind of touch upon, and Pop, I'm actually gonna put this in the comment, and then I'm gonna bring it up on my screen in just a second. The name of your business, and you guys that are in the chat, if y'all can see it, and please visit his business. So I like number 2 when you said declutter your environment. My daughter and I, we just donated, oh my God, it was probably like 10 plus bags of stuff that we've had, over the years. Some stuff we had in the garage we just never got rid of. And, we went through our closets and things like that and just donated a bunch of stuff. And I feel a lot better, feel a lot lighter not having a bunch of stuff, because I'm one of those people, I don't like a bunch of stuff. In my room, just in my bedroom, I have a bed, 2 nightstands, and a TV. That's all and now I have my cycling bike in there, but that's all I have in there. I don't have a bunch of stuff. Then of course I have a closet where my clothes, but I don't have a bunch of stuff in my room because I like to go in there and sleep. Then I get up, go in the bathroom, whatever, get dressed, and that's it. I don't have a bunch of stuff around me. Even in my living room, I don't have a bunch of stuff everywhere. I just like to keep everything clean and simple. I don't want to turn around and bump into stuff and just have stuff everywhere. Like clutter drives me nuts. It does. And so I think especially too, when we declutter things, like now I need to declutter my seasoning cabinet because it gets out of hand, and my pantry. But whenever I declutter my pantry, I'm like, I got 3 of those, and I didn't know it. You know what I mean? So when you declutter stuff, you can organize and you can see what you have, and it actually saves you money because you're not out there buying more of something you didn't even know that you already had. So, and then also not having a lot of clutter, like I said, you can think. I don't know how people work around junk. I can't do it. It drives me nuts to be boxed in, or I can't even sit in my living room around a bunch of stuff. I have to make sure the blankets are folded, and I just can't do it because it's like, it's going to bug me. I can't enjoy watching TV. So I love that. And maybe I'm, a little bit off, when it comes to clutter, but I can't do it. And so I don't know if you live with clutter, but try it. Try just opening up the space. And the rule is, especially depending on what it is, if you haven't worn it in 6 months or maybe even a year, you're probably not going to wear it, right? Because I know that, sometimes you have clothing for seasons, like coats and jackets and, jeans and stuff. So you're not going to wear that stuff in the summer. But if you got other items that you just have not worn, you're probably not going to wear them. So get rid of them so you can have some space. But yeah, I love that one. I cannot think in clutter. And back to the book, You Broke Because You Want to Be, Larry Wingett talks about that. He says 9 times out of 10, if a person is broke, he says you look in their bank account, it's a mess. He says you look at the stuff that they're buying, it's a mess. He says, and then a lot of times people who bank accounts are not really good. He says a lot of times they're unhealthy, whether they're overweight, or they spend a lot of money eating a bunch of junk food. And he says you could probably go into their houses and the house is a mess too. The car is probably a mess too. So he says there's a direct correlation. And you know what? I tend to agree with him on that. So try starting there. Declutter your life. And then you can think about getting more to the things that matter, like money.
Yeah, and start and then also, start cutting back on your expenses. I know I had a habit of wanting on the weekends to go grab something to eat and do stuff. And then what I started doing is just saying, you know what, I'm going to start cutting back. Even the girl that I'm seeing was like, hey, I'm taking you out to dinner tonight, and then we can go do something. And I said, I tell you what, don't do that. I said, give me the money. I'm going to make dinner. We can stay here, and we don't have to be out with the cuckoos. We don't have to spend money on gas, maintenance on my Range Rover, and we can sit here and you can watch me cook, so by the time we get upstairs with the baby oil, you be roused up. You know what I'm saying? And so we save that money. It's sexy watching a man cook. I'm telling the truth. So I took my advice that I tell women. If a man's going to take you out and buy you Louis and Gucci, no, fool, get the money. And I know because I've done this. I bought one of my exes a Chanel purse, and then we broke up like 3 weeks later. And I've been trying to sneak in the house ever since and get it back. But that money could have been a down payment on a condo. It's so stupid of me. And I've done is spend $300 at dinner. That's ridiculous until you have hundreds of thousands of dollars saved. And so I always tell people, take that money, and I get it. Like sometimes you want to go to Papa Do's or whatever. I'm not saying never go out, but like sometimes you just have to say, you know what? We're going to keep this money. And when I told her that, hey, we're keeping this money, give it to me, she kind of laughed. But then I said, you know how diehard I am about retiring in 3 years and moving to Spain and France and being able to hit Morocco and you already know how serious I am about this stuff. So $200 is, you know what I'm saying? That goes toward a down payment on something. That is part of the airline ticket to get to Spain, or a train ride from Spain to Paris, or whatever it is. And so she looked at me funny, but then she was like, you know what, you're right. And so doing things like that stuff starts to add up. $200 a month here and there. Before you know it, you create a habit. And so that's what I would tell people to do. Hey man, you want to take me to dinner? I tell you what, give me the money. Why don't you come over? I'll cook, assuming you know this dude and you feel cool with him being at your house, or you go to his house or cook or whatever. And then you take that money, and I said to her with a straight face, give me that money. I will cook for you. And God is my witness. She sent me a Zelle that night. I'd show it to you if it wasn't against some YouTube law. And I was just like, I'm a cook. And we're going to keep that money, because I cannot be with a woman or around a woman that's not trying to build her wealth. I'm not into a woman that's Instagram scrolling and ain't saving her money. I told the girl I'm seeing right now, cut the Instagram shit. On your feed should be Cody Sanchez and Diary of a CEO and this dude and that dude and all these people that I follow. Otherwise, we can't be together, because I can't be.
Well, let me ask you this. And y'all please check out and support Paraphernalia Palace. From our brother Pop that's on here. He has a business that he is trying to get off the ground. So if y'all could check it out, we would love and appreciate you This is a Black-owned business, and we are about supporting Black-owned businesses. But let me ask you this, Walter. What is she posting without giving too much detail?
She's not posting. No. Her Instagram, her post is all me making dinner, going places. One of our friends that introduced us was like, "Oh, I know when she's with you, because her Instagram is cool all of a sudden. We see you up in the mountains, the whole view of the whole city. She's taking pictures of all these fantastic dishes." And she goes, "I know when it's you." So I don't have a problem with her posting. What I had a problem with is the stuff she follows.
So let me ask you this. Was she posting that? And love to love you. I'm gonna see if Walter knows about drop shipping. So I got your question. You guys have any questions? Please put it in the chat, and I'd love to get to it. And Al, I saw you say honesty is expensive and lying is cheap. I want to add that to it. But was she posting any of that kind of stuff before y'all got together?
What, like food or just her lifestyle?
I guess, yeah, the stuff that you guys that she's posting now. You said,
no,
stuff she's doing.
Not really, because she was like, I've never been with a man like this that treats me this way and takes me to do all these cool things. She's like, I don't know what this is like. So that's part of it, but I was like, my trade-off for doing these things with you, because I want you to be used to the cool experience. Like, we'll get in the car and drive 3 hours to the desert, to wine country. I'm always trying to get out of the house. So that's her Instagram. But the stuff that she followed, and it was kind of tough to say that, but I said, I can't be sitting here thinking about how do we get into this. Like right now, we're talking about buying car chargers for people to roll up and charge their electric vehicles. So we've spent time researching car chargers, where to put them, restaurants. I'm going to put 8 charging stations in front of your restaurant. That's going to bring you people to eat here. So you pay the electric bill and I'll bring you the customers, So those are the conversations we having now versus, oh, look at this blah, blah video. I was like, I ain't got time for that. The time be if we're not intimate, if we're not enjoying each other's company, if we're not making money or doing something, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? I told her, I said, you know what? Making money to me is neck and neck with affection. Matter of fact, money come first. Because money, that's the long orgasm. You know what I'm saying? Making money, that one don't never end. So I'm being dead serious, and it is kind of.
I get it. As Daddy always say, too, ain't no romance without the finance. You know what I mean? And I know that's very cliche. And of course, I'm not saying people have to be balling, but I don't know. I think you should have your stuff together to some degree before you're out there on the dating scene, or at least being with somebody who gonna help you get to it, or are interested in helping you get to it, or interested in knowing how you get into it. Because you could be in a relationship with somebody and all they want to do is just spend the money, right? I don't care how you make it. I don't want to know any of that kind of stuff. And the other thing too is, like, a lot of times people think with housewives that she doesn't know anything, right? The housewife should still know. Oh yes, my boo, yeah, he do this, he do that. This is how he make the money. Yep, I know. Like, she should be able to help run the business if she's needed to do that. But she shouldn't say, "Child, I don't know what he do. I just spend the money." I think that should be a requirement to know how your man is getting to the money. He might need to say, "Hey, I can't do this and that this week. Can you step in for me?" Yeah, I got it. I know, because she knows how, the money is being brought into the house, right?
And she will appreciate it better. And fellas, women, you too. Let me tell you something. Because I used to get caught up thinking, oh, I need to do this and be this way to have this kind of, man, there's so many people out there just looking for love and affection. Man, there's so many people out there. And, a lot of the women that I'm meeting now, not dating, but just people that I bump into, because now I'm doing the candle business, candle parties. So I'm out late at night with a bunch of women pouring candle wax on myself and doing these wild parties. So I'm meeting all these women. Like, I did a candle party Friday night, the champagne party. I brought 10 bottles for 6 women, and we had 2 bottles left at the end of the night. Plus, they was drinking wine when I got there. But these 50, 60, 70-year-old women, I'd listen to them talk about their challenges with dating. Every single one of them had a dating marriage, horror, what up, D? A horror story. And they all talked about, not one of them talked about money. I want a man with money. I wish you know what they talked about? I wish I had a man that didn't cheat on me as much. I wish I had a man, because men cheat, and they're like, so we get it. But I just wish he would have been nicer. Not one of them talked about, oh, wish he had more money, because they grew up and they matured. You know what I'm saying? So but these women, they were all financially doing okay. So I know for them, they just want a man that's doing okay too. Even I don't care what you do for a living. You could be a bus driver, gardener, whatever. As long as you, I'd rather be with the chick that made $20 an hour, but said, hey, baby, every week, I'm going to put $100 into the pot. So I'm not going to spend $300 a week. I'm going to add $100 to your life. And I know me and you can go out and we can do something together. Because what's more attractive to me, which gets me aroused with a woman, is a woman that's trying to get something done. Me and you under the covers talking about this apartment building we trying to get, man, that'll keep it solid. You know what I'm saying? Not like, oh, how do you like my nails, girl? I don't know, man. The girl I'm seeing, she goes, do you like my French tips? I was like, when'd you get them? A month ago. I was like, I don't look at your hands, honestly. I'm with the opposite sex for a reason. I'm looking up here. Your nails, you could be doing like this. As far as I'm concerned, you don't even need no nails. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested. I'm attracted to you sexually. I don't care about your nails or your eyelashes. But if we could have that and then make moves together, because there's nothing more powerful than a man and a woman or whatever it is you do working on something together.
Let's answer these questions. Thunder, you a fool. Talk about 50 and 60 had horror stories about dating. Where are they? I'm asking for a friend. He asked for himself. I'm telling you, he liked the seasoned ladies. He said that you gonna always be straight with Gertrude and them.
Man, I tell you, when I raised my dating age to over 40, things improved. You know what I'm saying? And I was single for a minute. I started dating women in their 50s. It was tough. And I don't mean tough because of their age, tough because they've been through a lot of stuff. My God. I listen to these women talk about their problems and this and men and that. And I threw in some advice, but I had to be cautious. And then I kind of looked around the room. Every single one of them was pushing some extra LBs. And I was like, let me introduce you guys to the glucose goddess. And I said it in a nice way. And
no, he didn't. I know Walter. Wait.
Let me tell you how I said it, though.
Wait, hold on before you tell it, because I know you. Walter think he's saying stuff in a nice way. In his head, it's like, oh, this ain't that bad. But out of his mouth is like, y'all got an extra LBs going on.
I mean,
what's LBs?
I didn't use the word LBs to them, but I'm like, and I told my friend that hosted the party, I said, I hear women complain, you guys complaining about your men. And I said, let me see your wedding photo. I said, now let me see a picture of him now. He is the same size. And his secretary, his new chick, is the same size. I said, you have added extra weight. Could that have anything to do? Now, I don't agree with leaving your woman because she gained weight, but maybe he saw that as a point of weakness. And you're a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife. I mean, he to stick you to 0. He don't like the number 10. Maybe he liked the number 11 or 12 or 13.
Well, we talked about that last night, and I'm a woman, so I think I can concede that. And Walter, he thinks he's nice, but he's not nice. But I think sometimes we need to. I mean, he's nice, but sometimes Walter he'll say stuff, and he's like, "Oh, well, that was mean. I didn't mean to be." But I would say, just from a woman's point of view, some of our relationships, and I think it kind of comes with the territory. You just got to be cognizant of it. I've gained some of that, what they call relationship weight, And then before you know it, it's like, damn, I can't fit this. I was wearing this when I met him. Now I'm busting seams and stuff. So, and I agree with you. I don't think a man should leave you or whatever because you gained some weight. But I would also say this for men. If your woman and gained a couple of pounds, and I know sometimes we as women, we put you on a position to be scared, like, I need to tell her I don't like that. But if I tell her, she gonna be mad, right? So that's kind of on us too. But I think y'all should say, find a way, maybe not like Walter, you know, put on some LBs, and say, hey, baby, you a little bit fluffier than he was when we met. Can we go to the gym together? Can we get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go walking? Do you need me to help prepare some salads or whatever the case is? But I think it needs to be a give and take. But as women, we can't put the man and box him in the corner to where he's scared to say something because we're gonna bite his head off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's easier to make money when you're not carrying all those LBs. I'm telling you, when I was 200 pounds and 5'9", my height hasn't changed. But man, some days getting up was a little challenging. Not challenging, but it was harder versus being 160 pounds. Man, I bounce up. It's like it's easier. And my girl, I'll just call her that. We were talking about weight loss because she's on a weight loss journey. You met her, so she's curvy. For those that don't believe that I like curvy women, I do.
But she wasn't fat.
No, she's not fat, but she talks about her weight loss journey. So it is my job to help her. So we went out to dinner one night. She reached for the blue cheese. I said, don't do that. I said, how is that helping the group?
I mean, don't eat the blue tea. And how you doing, David? Said Tupac would have said here, take this 10 bands. Yeah, Tupac might have done that. And that would be his choice too. Now, see, I think you getting into being, a little bit too much time about don't reach for the blue cheese. Blue cheese ain't gonna hurt you every once in a while.
No, it does hurt you. No, it does. The slight edge. Jeff Olson's book says a calorie, extra calorie, even 40, 50 calories a day adds weight to you. If you're going to sit here and you want to be my woman and we represent you as such, and you said you have a goal, you need to get it. So, yeah, maybe I was kind of a dick for it. But if you tell me you want to lose 20 pounds, then I see you doing something that's counterproductive, then that's going to screw me up because I'm thinking, okay, she's going backwards. And at the end of the day, I'm just helping you say what you wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and let me actually, let's address some of these questions. I want to start here first. I ain't forgot about y'all. Let's see here. Love to love you. Wanted to know about, Walter, do you know anything about drop shipping?
Hell yes, I do. That's my clothing line drop ships. You go put it in order and then they printify, they send the clothes out to your house directly. So that is drop shipping. Drop shipping really, it's just you find a supply, somebody that can make your product. Like Amazon does that. Amazon print on demand, or I can't remember what they call it. I have it written down where Amazon, you could, you send Amazon your product and then they will send it out for you. Like my girl, Natalie, that works with me. She sells journals on Amazon. She's never had she don't have the machine in her house. She sent Amazon a print, pick something. Matter of fact, these are her, if you go to Amazon and you type in Natalie Essman, ESSMAN, you see these journals. I bought both of these journals from her, and I know this is just from me and her working together and thoughts and stuff that comes up. So she sends Amazon the images and people order them. Amazon sends them out. They take a cut. She keeps a cut. You know what I'm saying? And so that is how drop shipping works. Somebody else will mail your product out for you. And it's very profitable once you really get into it. It's just you have to do the work. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube on drop shipping. It is nerve-wracking. It's a lot of information. But, it's worth it to learn it. So I think drop shipping is a good business. I participate in it myself. The candles I'm trying to, once I get going, I'm going to have another factory make these, and they go to my website. The order will come directly from the factory, not from me. you know, that I can get rid of these candle wax burns. I got 2 of them right here from the other night. And not from the candle wax on myself. That don't burn you.
I was about to say, you know, you was probably doing some kind of, never.
No, and candle wax, if you pour it on yourself, even if you that freaky, don't do that to you. This is for me.
I don't know if I want nobody pouring no candle wax on me. But let me answer
some of me touching the boiler.
Let me answer some of these questions. So, Renz, you said some well-off women. Some well-off men perhaps say the same thing about women. They also want a woman that doesn't cheat on them also. You know what's so funny? I was actually having this conversation with somebody the other day. And I was like, I don't know. So for some reason, we're taught, and it's wrong, but we're kind of taught that it's men that cheat, right? And it's only men that cheat, those cheaters. But then I often see a lot of men talk about them being cheated on. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. I guess there are a lot of women out there cheating. So you're right. Men, they want a woman that don't cheat as well. You know, I think we all do. So I know it's just not that I don't believe women cheat, but we just don't hear a lot about women cheating as much as we hear men cheating. And I tend to think that they cheat just as much. All right. So, and let's see here. I saw something else.
And women do cheat. Right now, I would even say women have carried the ball of immorality that men used to carry. Because, like, and I'm just going to say, you can put your hate in the comment section, but I rarely see a man on Instagram acting a fool sexually. And, you know, it's crazy. I hear women speaking out loud about it. I watched this girl unapologetically, Amala, I can't remember her full name, and I don't like everything she says. But she showed this video of a girl with her gym shorts up her crack and was like, oh, it'd be nice to go to the gym and not have guys hitting on me. First of all, fool, put some clothes on. Number 2, when guys stop hitting on women because they got a big booty, it's a wrap. It's over for the human race. You want that man hitting on you in the gym. You walking in the gym in some booty shorts? Come on now. If no man looked at you, the world would be over because we won't procreate. But anyways, women have taken over the ball. And that's going to be the true destruction of the planet Earth. When the women go all out, it's a wrap. And the sad part is you can't even tell a woman nothing. And I'm listening to this podcast and she's going like, you know, like for a man to say, hey, baby, you know what? That's a lot going on. You should cover up. That's for us. Well, he can't tell me what to do. Okay, then consider your time limited. You know, so I don't know. There's a lot going on. But I think, you know how you avoid cheating or reduce it? Is you get in your man's world. You get in your woman's world. You know what I'm saying? Like one day, my girl was like, okay, I'll see you when you get back. She didn't ask me what I was doing or nothing. I was like, okay, that's cool to an extent, but like me trying to be faithful, I'm like, at least be like, hey, what you doing tonight? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to be in each other's dish. And I know some people say you need your space. That's true. But if I'm leaving at 6 p.m. and I ain't gonna be back till 4 p.m., like you don't want to know where I was at. You know what I'm saying?
And the other thing too is somebody says, hey, baby, where you going? Or you maybe didn't show up on your normal time. They call and say, hey, babe, I'm just wondering everything all right. Don't get offended. I don't want nobody checking up on me. Or, you in my business. It's like, no, that first of all, that's not what I'm doing. I just want to make sure you're okay, right? So that's what I said. It has to kind of go both ways. Somebody says, hey, where you going? And, okay, I'm just going over here, there. Like, why does it have to be a big deal? Now I get if somebody's nagging. Well, why you always got to go there? And okay, that's a different story than, hey, honey, where you going? Okay, we'll see you when you get back.
Hey, if you cannot tell your loved one where you going, you don't deserve to be with each other. I hear people saying that, well, what I'm doing is my business. No, it's not. We're in a relationship. We are together. One, like I need to know where you're at. So if something happens to you, dumbass, I'm not looking for you all damn night and forever. I would even go to and I said this to her too. I was like, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, you can put a tracking device on my ride. I don't care because what if something happens to me? I don't know, I get into an accident. I want somebody to know where I'm at. I don't care less. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you. I don't have a problem with somebody knowing where I'm at because I'm not going to be doing nothing I ain't supposed to be doing, right? But let me get some of these questions.
And don't, if you're going to cheat, at least tell the truth about where you at.
I don't know about that. Thunder, you says, also they, you talking about the older ladies, they cook really damn good and have a lot of life experiences. I be trying to tell the brothers, but they trying to chase the little, you know, the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds and stuff that's still trying to figure out things. Like, nah, get you a woman your age that know how to do something, right? I mean, hot dog water. I don't know. You want to eat a hot dog every night? That's cool. But
I mean, and there's a lot of women in their 20s and 30s that have their stuff together. We don't want to generalize them.
Yeah,
I mean,
some of them.
No, I get it. Age, yeah, it does come with more experience.
Experience. Because, like, I always tell y'all about my favorite song. One of them, Hey 19 by Steely Dan. Listen to the lyrics of that song. Walter, you a Steely Dan fan. And yeah. And Donald Fagen is basically like, hey, 19, you know.
That's Aretha Franklin.
That's Aretha. She's like, and basically he's having to tell her who Aretha Franklin is because he's so much older and she's 19, you know. And so he's like, we ain't got nothing in common. We can't talk at all, you know. And to me, it describes it perfectly. Unless you know you're with a younger woman for a couple of things. All right. So anyway, but I agree with you, Donda, with the life experience. The younger woman she can't relate, right? She's like, open your wallet. All right. Someone else, I saw something. I just kind of want to address these. NPOP says, I thought my wife would leave me after I had a stroke 3 years ago. Not only did she stay, help me learn how to walk. Some people laugh at me when I shake, but I'm still keeping it positive. Absolutely. You don't give up ever. And once again, you know, my condolences to the loss of your wife. She often came on the show as well. And let's see here. I want to address this one here. Angela, and how you doing, by the way, says, not easy to maintain a girl figure when you become a woman. No, trust me, I know. You as a woman, your body does go through things, especially if you have children. You know, you might be going through menopause like myself. It's harder to lose weight. It's not impossible, but it's harder to do. So I think the other thing too is women and men, we need to stop fooling ourselves and thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be able to look like I did when I was 18. You're just not going to, right? Now you could work to look your best, right? You work out and eat right and things like that. But as far as trying to get back like you was in college, I don't know, unless you have a good surgeon or something. But that takes for everybody to be realistic. You know what I mean? Like you hear men say, I don't want a woman with stretch marks and all this other stuff. I'm like, well, she don't want one with 2-inch. Shut up. But she's probably, you know, putting up with that or not putting up with it. Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you do about penis size. It's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, I'm just saying women be having to put up with that, but it's like, it's just silliness, you know? Anyway, let me just keep talking before I get in trouble. Renz, you say, point taken, but some women, men do love women that size. Remember, beauty always starts from the inside out, never the outside in. That's what many people forget. So I agree, it should be beauty inside. But, you know, I think we should also maybe move away from that talking. Because, yeah, there's some men who like bigger women. But as I always say, you know, because I can be a bigger woman if I don't exercise and I don't eat right. But when you get older, it's hard to be wagging around a big old giant caboose and all that weight on your knees and stuff. Like, it's cute when you're younger, you know, your frame can hold all that. But when you get older, your body goes through some things and you start having back problems and all that other stuff. So me personally, I don't want to be an older, heavier woman, you know, because it's not healthy for me, regardless of how a man, you know, might look at me. He might like that, but it's like, so I'm supposed to be unhealthy because you like a woman with some meat on her bones? Are you going to be here to change my diapers and wheel me around and mash up my medicine and put it in my applesauce when are you going to do all of that for me because you like a woman with some cushion? I mean, I'm just saying. So, and I get it. Don't a man want, you know, as one of my friends back in the day says, he says, D, when a man goes to a rib shack, he asked the waiter to bring him a plate with the most meat on it. He said, only a dog want a bone. We don't want no bony woman.
Okay, but he not making love to those ribs, and he ain't paying their medical bills.
He so also said,
those two have nothing to do with each other. She would be better quoting Meghan Trainor. That's more
So,
accurate.
this was a man that said that. So
For
he was
him too.
he was basically saying we don't, we want a woman with a little bit of meat on his bones. And he was Mexican. He also said, I like my coffee like I like my women black. Okay, for real. Let's move right along here because I know we behind. Yes, Angela, childbirth does change the woman body. Yeah, absolutely. We got to put all that into the equation. But we can't be, having a child that's 25 tall, but I still got baby fat.
Yeah, you guys, weight management is diet and exercise. You guys, stop killing yourself in the gym. I tell you, when I was a big boy, when I was bigger, I worked out all the time. I was losing a pound until when I got my diet in order. And that's not, I don't even diet. I tell you, I eat more than I ate before. Man, 2 nights ago, I had, 2 pieces of salmon, a rack of lamb, a big old salad. Oh, man. But it's how you eat your food. There's this great book called The Glucose Goddess. I've talked about it. You can follow the chick on YouTube, Herb William Lee. They talk about eating your food in order, taking vinegar throughout the day, eating your fibers and stuff first. I guarantee you guys, if you try this, you will lose lbs. I eat more than I've eaten before. My caloric intake has doubled because I used to do 1,500 calories a day and I was starving like Marvin, but I was still a big boy. Right now, I probably do 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day, and I've lost weight and my weight maintains because of the way that I eat in the foods. That's it. I'm telling you guys, you could do it. Now, if you're going to act a fool, do it. Like sometimes if I'm out and I'm going to misbehave, I'll eat. When I go to a restaurant, I ask them for vinegar. They look at me crazy. But when you drink vinegar, it takes the sugar and moves it to your muscles so your muscles can burn it. And when you eat fiber, it coats your system, and then the junk and the fats and the carbohydrates slide off because your system is coated. They don't go and raise your sugar, spike your insulin, and move the fat to your stomach, period.
And let me address this. Facts, not feelings. You said, Walter, I hate to break it to you. 99% of all women cheat at some time in their lives, and it has nothing to do with the man. The reason hypergamy and feelings, I have not cheated. So maybe I'm in that 1%. I don't know about that number. To me, it's just like, if I was to get to the point of cheating, it's probably because I just have lost interest in who I'm with for whatever reason. To me, it's just easier to say, and maybe it's not easy. Hey, listen, found somebody else, and I don't want to hurt you by cheating on you. So I think I want to spend some time with them, right? But I mean, trust me, I know women who cheat. They be cheating. You know what I mean? They do cheat. I'm just not one of them. I don't get cheating. It's bizarre to me. Because the effects of cheating on somebody is far worse than you just being honest with them. It's devastating. When I say devastating, to be cheated on, because it just wreaks havoc on your whole being. It takes a lot to recover from that. So I don't know about 99% of all women sometimes in their lives. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I just haven't done it. I'll just put that. Maybe I could just speak for myself. I haven't done it. And yes, Damon, Steely Dan is the bomb. I actually got an opportunity. My daughter took me for my birthday in 2016 at the Hollywood Bowl, one of the best concerts I've ever, and I say I ever been to. You know why it was so awesome too? Because the Hollywood Bowl had their first, because they had the orchestra playing with Steely Dan. They had the first ever black, what do you call that? Conductor, I guess that's what you call him, conductor. And he had the long, what do you call it, tail tuxedo. And then when he was, doing some other orchestra stuff, and then when Steely Dan came out, he took the jacket off, he rolled up his sleeves, and he undid his shirt, and he was like, all right, now it's time to get to it. When I tell you that was one of the best concerts I ever been to, oh my God, and I got a chance to see Steely Dan before Walter Becker passed away. So by far one of the best experiences I've ever had. So check out Steely Dan if you guys do not know who they are. I'm sure you've heard their songs if they haven't heard their name and just did not know It was them. Steely Dan has been sampled by some of everybody. Kanye, um, MF Doom, just a whole bunch of people, right? So check them out. Let's see here. Love to love you says it's not fair to want women to look look like she did. I think he said 6 children ago. Yeah, I mean it does do something to your body. He says then some men think they could just let go and we should always be all right with it because they're men. Yeah, that we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Some men, they think they can, not have seen their feet in 30 years. But then they want you to look like you just stepped out of a fashion magazine or something. I think too, like I said, it just takes us to be realistic that when you get older, yeah, you're not gonna look tight and right like you used to. But I don't think people should stop trying, because I've heard the ideology from a lot of people, especially women, say, "Oh, I'm old now. It is what it is. I'm wearing these muumuus, and no shade to anybody wearing muumuus.
It ain't is what it is. You're gonna get cheated on. That's what it is."
But I'm saying, I know women who are like, and I kind of hear, I'm giving up. It is what it is. I'm a big girl. I'm older. Whatever. Somebody gonna like it, but I'm just not one of those people. I'm gonna fight for it until the day that I die. I'm gonna exercise as often as I can. I go to Zumba tomorrow, and when I tell you, at the age of 52, I get down with the youngest of the youngest in there, to the point to where when I get to the class, the ladies be like, don't sit in the back. You need to come to the front because you're one of the best dancers in here. And I'm like, no, I'm good back here, but I don't go in there like, okay, I'm just going to barely move, man. I'll be throwing, because it's Zumba. So that's what you're supposed to be doing that. But I'm always going to go as hard as I can, regardless of what I'm doing. Now, when it's over, I'm probably going to be limping because I done pulled something or whatever the case is. But while I'm in there, my adrenaline is pumping and I refuse to give up. I'm not going to go out of here. And as I always say, too, my goal is, because my mom lived till she was 67. And so did my dad's mom, my grandmother on that side. And then my mother's mom lived to 77. And my goal is to outlive all of them. That is my number one goal, and everything else that comes with it, great. But I'm never going to concede defeat. Like, well, I'm older now, and it is what it is. Never.
And having your weight, being in control, you don't have to be skinny, because everybody ain't gonna be that, and so you can forget that. And and there's nothing wrong with there's some really some attractive, curvy, big. I don't want to use the word big girls. What's a more politically appropriate way of saying a big girl? Not big, but like a girl with curves, a girl outside of the thick. Yeah, maybe thick. Yeah. Like, I'll give you today where one of the offices I visited, they got this new girl. She's on the thick side. When I say she's on the thick side, she's on the thick side. But she had on these heels and this tight pencil skirt. My God, she walked around, and I was like, God dang. Like, I wasn't being disrespectful. I was just like, that's a bad big girl. You know what I'm saying? So she was pulling eyeballs. So yeah, size, I don't think size matters as much as the way you keep it together. As if you're bigger, you're just bigger. But there's things you could do, and it's a constant movement, taking care of your health. Like, I have the guy you saw in the background. He's an NFL chef. Like, he's an executive chef. We've just been talking about how to eat your food and where to source your food from, and do you order food? What did your food go through? Is it grass fed because he in a cage eating grass, or is it pasteurized out in the pasture eating grass? So all these things, it's constant work. It's all day, every day working. It's only the most important thing in your life is you being alive. Eat to live is you eat. Everything you eat is either going to help you live or it's going to take away. Like, here I'm drinking this tea, this health tea from Jason Winters. I got green tea in here, and I got scotch right here. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't helping me, which why I've only touched it once or twice while I've been sitting here. These two are helping me, but I make a conscious decision when I pick up the scotch that I am not helping myself. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a constant battle between, I don't know, living longer and not living longer. And I tell you, if you study food order, fiber, fats, proteins, and carbs, if you must, and sugar last, if at all, you will lose weight. I promise you. And you can eat what you want to eat. I don't mean junk, but you can eat good foods. Like, it's fun to me going to the farmer's market and going and getting whole foods and organic foods. That stuff is just cool to me.
And I will tell you too, I'm studying about sugar as well. I just got another book. It's not in here. It's called Salt Fix or something like that, because it basically is saying that we've been taught that salt is the culprit as far as high blood pressure and all of that, but it's actually sugar. And I will tell you, since I've cut back on sugar, I'm very cognizant of the things that I eat or drink. My daughter bought a soda. She thought it was a natural soda yesterday. I didn't drink it. I had a swig of it because she wanted me to taste it. You know, it was like 50 grams of, is that what it is? 50 grams of sugar in that bottle of soda. I said, that's more sugar than you're supposed to have all day long. I think on average, we're supposed to have no more than 35 grams all day with all the stuff that you're eating. I said, so that is supposed to be a better choice for you. Is it really a better choice? So I'm also teaching her about sugar, and she says that I'm getting on her nerves. But she's with it, you know. I said, because sugar is very damaging. It damages everything about you, even the way you look. It just does. Sugar ages you. So for me, I've cut out as much sugar as I can. Of course, there's natural sugar, but I've just cut it out. Added sugar in any way, shape, or form. And I don't exercise as much as I used to. But before I cut out sugar, I would exercise 7 days a week, you know, all day for the most part. And I wasn't losing a bunch of weight. But now I don't eat as much sugar, and I'm still plant-based, and I don't exercise as much, and I'm losing the weight. I walked by the mirror today, and matter of fact, I tried on some pants the other day, and they were so baggy. My t-shirt was so baggy. And I told my daughter, I said, why you ain't tell me I'm looking like, you know, looking like this? I'm losing weight. So I'm not even realizing that I'm losing that much weight. Walked by the mirror today. I was like, man, I could kind of see my, you know, little, not six pack. I won't take it that like I'm lying to kick it, but I could see some indentations in my abs. So it really just tells you what sugar, the effect that it has on you. It really does. And I saw somebody say, you don't look 52. I hear that a lot. I am 52, but I will look 52 and older if I didn't monitor my diet. And I'm telling you, sugar is truly the devil. It really is.
Sugar is a killer. You go to YouTube and Google Dr. Berg, Dr. William Lee, Diary of a CEO, and watch what sugar does. You guys, you don't get fat from eating fat. You get fat from sugar. And by the way, like when you raise your glucose levels and you spike your insulin, when you raise your glycemic index, you're aging. You guys, you understand the other word for aging is glycation. That's exactly what it means. You are cooking your body. You're aging. So sugar, if you were to cut sugar out of your life, and when I say cut it out, a lot of things have sugar that you don't even aware of. Like even some food, a lot of foods, if you turn them over, like I used to buy tomato sauce in the jar, and I'd be looking at what's healthy in ingredients. And then what I started doing is going to the sugar content. I'm like, whoa, why is there 12 grams of sugar in a serving of spaghetti sauce? That don't make no sense to me. Everything I looked at had sugar added. Even some of the weight loss supplements I was taking a long time ago had added sugar. So I cut sugar out. So if I do sugar now, like a couple weeks ago, I went to the store. I was watching my favorite TV show, Billions, and they had this little dessert. And it must have been 10 o'clock at night, almost 10. I went to Stater Brothers and bought this big old cheesecake. I took out a glass of wine and I cut this cheesecake in half. I threw half of it in the, back in the fridge. And I said, I'm going to eat this cheesecake tonight. And I tore that cheesecake up. But I knew that I was going to spike my insulin. I mean, I did some vinegar. Funny, I ate an avocado first to get the fiber in my system. But I tore that cheesecake up. And I knew I was killing myself. But I made a conscious decision. to eat this cheesecake and enjoy my life tonight. Lord have mercy, it was bliss. But I woke up in the morning with stomach pain and all kind of stuff going on because I don't eat sugar like that.
And you do when you eat. I know that because I'm not eating a lot of sugar now, but if I do, I feel it. Like you said, waking up, you just feel horrible because you do, spiking insulin and you get that immediate rush, and then you just feel horrible. So, like I said, I just try not to do it. As I said, my daughter, she says I'm getting on her nerve, but she's jumping on the bandwagon too because, it's just really about learning what there is to learn. We don't think about the sugar that we're eating or drinking. I don't drink juice. I don't drink juice at all because they tell you all apple juice, as Dr. Bobby Price, and that's another real one. He's on YouTube as well. Dr. Bobby Price, he says most people only read the front, right, of a label or a container. It says, organic or, non-GMO. But then when you turn it over, it's like, well, why you ain't say you got, 50 grams of sugar in here or, a whole bunch of other stuff. So we got to really get good at it. Like you said, Walter, why does tomato sauce have a bunch of sugar in it? Why does it? But so more ordinarily you think, tomato sauce is healthy. But is it really healthy if you're inculcating a bunch of sugar and it's just not? And as I was having this conversation with my father. Because we're trying to get understanding about eating sugar and stuff like that. And I said, well, if you wouldn't pour sugar, and I told you this last week, if you wouldn't pour sugar in your gas tank, if I said that to you right now, Walter, go pour some sugar in your gas tank. You're gonna be like, hell no, it's gonna mess my car up. I can't afford to fix my car if I pour sugar in the tank, because we know sugar messes up the car. But not saying you, Walter, I was using an example, but the same person who wouldn't dare put sugar in their gas tank will put sugar in their body all day long, whether it's in the morning, breakfast cereal, the book that I tell you guys about, that's on YouTube, actually, The Hidden Secrets of Oriental Wealth. He talks about how Americans buy, I think he said a penny worth of cereal, right? Because by the time they pay for the packaging, the transportation of it, and all the other stuff, you're only eating a penny's worth of cereal because all the other stuff is worthless, right? But you're paying a bunch for it. So he was saying that they'll eat something like rice and they'll make it for in the morning and lunch, dinner, and all of that. So by the time, from the moment you wake up, the standard American diet, which they call the SAD diet, standard American diet, you're eating sugar in the morning, whether it's cereal, you're going to put some sugar on something, whether it's French toast in the syrup or whatever. You're going to have orange juice, which is not healthy. It's a bunch of sugar. For lunch, you're going to have something, and then you're going to probably have a Coke or a juice or something, a donut or whatever, and you're eating sugar all day long. So you are pouring sugar in the gas tank, which is your body, but you would not do that to your car. And that's some of the understanding I'll also have to come to as well. So we got to think about those things. Okay, before I put this, and what is 8 ounces of juice? About that much? How many people actually drink 8 ounces of juice? Yeah. Nobody rarely. Walter, what is that? You're probably drinking something healthy, but what is that? About 24 ounces in your hand?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, you know what? It's a 14. Yeah, it's about 30 ounces, 28 ounces.
So 30 ounces. And you go to the restaurant, they'll give you probably 20 ounces worth of soda or juice. So how much sugar is in all of that? So
you guys, stop drinking fruit juice. Like, think about how dumb you would look eating 12 oranges. The fruit juice has, somebody did a study, so it's almost as much sugar as a Coke. And then you have to be careful even with honey, because some of that stuff has fructose in it, which is even worse than just having regular cane sugar. And just so you have to and then if you're gonna eat fruit, do it with the fiber. The fiber is there do you realize for every gram of fiber you intake, it offsets 1 gram of sugar? The fiber in the orange is there to offset the sugar. Now, I know a lot of people do juicing and stuff. That's different, But if you just juice an orange juice all day, you're gonna be round like an orange. You know what I'm saying? Throw some ginger in there. Do some other things in there. You don't want to be one of the Fruit of the Looms characters. Get off my drawers. Eat the whole orange together. Apples, I don't do apples. Once in a blue moon, I'll do apples. Or my guest sister, he did apple, ginger, and some stuff that came out really good. I'll do, once in a while like that. But you really have to. The sugar, especially for Black people, we suffer from that. Because you go to our restaurants, I know the other races do it too, but right now I'm just talking about us. If you go, you see, oh man, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. That food is off the hook. No food should taste that good. But it is all sugar. The bread, the sugar that they put in the waffle, then the syrup, and then the butter that comes from Lord knows whose cow. The chicken is just, ooh, Lord have mercy. And then the big old sodas. And you see 75-80% of the people that come out of Roscoe's is carrying a tire around their midsection. They ought to change the name from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles to LB's Chicken and Waffles. It's a killer. Cut the sugar out. And when you do that, your energy will increase. My girl was like, how do you have so much energy? And I said, one, I'm not carrying around 2 bowling balls anymore. And I'm not doing the sugars and all that. So my energy's through the roof. Like me being 40 pounds, like if you were to pick up a 40-pound weight and put it in a backpack and carry that shit all day, every day, wake up with it, sleep with it, wake up with it, try and... Can you imagine doing that? That's what I know. It was spread all over my body, but it's easier to wake up without carrying a backpack full of 45 pounds in it. You know what I'm saying?
And for me, and I see, and Brother Sammy, I wrote that book down, Drugs Masquerading as Food. I am going to put that into my basket as well. So I see everybody talking about different types of sugars and stuff. For
just
me,
stay away from it. I mean, there's different sugars, but the goal is to stay away from it. There's sugar in so many other things that we eat, natural sugars. Like I do blueberries. Lately, I take the blueberries, I'll squeeze it, and I make blueberry juice, but I eat the blueberries first, and then I follow it with the juice. That blueberries have sugar in them. You know what I'm saying? You want to sweeten up your tea or your coffee? Squeeze some blueberry juice in it. If you must, eat the blueberries and squeeze the juice in your coffee. Yes, these are things that people do that are eating to live. I don't care, stevia, this kind of, it's all sugar. And sugar hits your blood system and it says, insulin, wake your ass up. And the insulin says, here I come to move the fat, and it moves it straight to the midsection. You cannot outwork a bad diet. You close your eyes and you listen for the sound. Choo, choo. That's the treadmills, or that's where the fat people at. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to the left. That's where the weight's at. You can't outwork a bad diet.
You cannot.
Get rid of sugar at all costs, or eat it and know that I'm doing sugar and I know what I'm doing to myself. If you start cutting that out, you'll feel better, and then you'll be able to make more money because you'll have the energy to say, you know what, I'm going to work an extra hour tonight. I'm going to do that. Blueberry moonshine. You know what's funny is I actually thought about making that last night. Matter of fact, I made Donna a purple martini. It was off the hook. And I started to put blueberry juice in it, but I didn't want to waste the blueberry.
And the thing too is, once you get used to not eating sugar, your taste buds do change. You get used to saying, okay, I can do it, right? Like I can drink tea without sugar. There's different teas with flavor and stuff like that in it. Green tea, y'all know we was in Japan, matcha, they don't put sugar in it. It's straight hot water in matcha. They ain't saying, here's some 3 lumps of sugar or whatever. It's even when we went to Costa Rica, they didn't put sugar in their coffee. They said it's insulting to them to put sugar and cream in your coffee. They said because when you're truly know how to drink coffee, you know how to savor the naturalness, I guess that's a word, of the coffee bean itself. You don't need to disguise it with a bunch of sugar and stuff. So when they taught us how to drink it, I said, okay, I still really don't love black coffee, but the way they taught us to do it, I can understand it now. But over here, Starbucks is in a $1 billion corporation because It's not because they're selling straight black coffee. They're selling everything, sugar with a little coffee, the frappes and the lattes and all the other stuff. So once you wean sugar out of your diet as much as you can, after a while, you don't even miss it. You're just used to, and you guys, some of y'all may remember watching I Love Lucy. I know Walter was watching a lot of I Love Lucy. Y'all remember the episode where she went to, I think it was France, and she went to a French restaurant and she ordered the escargot, which is snails, right? So Lucy wasn't too much in love with eating the snails, and she was like, "Can I get some ketchup?" And the chef comes out of the kitchen like, "What? Who wants to put ketchup on my who wants to put ketchup on the escargot?" And he was insulted, right? So the point that I'm trying to make by bringing that up is sometimes we just got to learn how to eat things as they are. Like they say in the nations, eat to live. It's not live to eat, it's eat to live. Sometimes you just got to eat things because they are what they are. But even some people say with steak, a lot of people have to put A1 sauce like all over their steak. If it's done right, you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and you can use if I feel like I need a sweetener, I use sugar. Sugar is good at regulate. I mean, I use cinnamon. Cinnamon is good at regulating your blood sugar. So cinnamon, matter of fact, sometimes I will just put cinnamon on my tongue because it doesn't break your fast either. So cinnamon is definitely good. Alcohol does have sugar. The crazy part is alcohol does not, and I'm not defending it because alcohol is on my list of things to get rid of. But drinking alcohol, if I'm correct, does not spike your blood sugar. Alcohol is not good for you because when you drink alcohol, it basically severs your brain's connections, which is why you do dumb shit. This is a whole nother conversation. So it's, you don't have to go cold turkey, but just start. I'm telling you, you guys, and I know my girl came over and she goes, every time I leave your house, I lose weight. Every time I lose, because it's just the way that we cook. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I make my own tomato sauce. If you want to do this, you can take hot water, throw tomatoes in it for 30 seconds to a minute, put it in. Then first you cut it, slice the core out, slice it around, drop it in hot water, then cold ice water. The peel falls off and you can de-seed it. You don't eat tomato seeds or skins, and they're not good for you. And I make my own tomato sauce with turmeric, tomato sauce, Himalayan sea salt, avocado. Lord have mercy. You have to kick them out the house.
Let me address this. David, how you doing? I don't know if you're being facetious or not, so I want to be careful how I answer this. I'm gonna wait and see if you make some more comments before I really just let my tongue loose. I'm gonna wait.
We haven't talked about reparations in a long time. What? I mean, we don't have to talk about it tonight. You know how reparations is? You can repair yourself by eating right, saving some money. I know, we want to talk about reparations until they come, I'm gonna do it. I am working on repairing myself because I've damaged myself financially in the past. I've made moves that have hurt me. So I give myself reparations, and we can start with that. You know what I'm saying? Reparate yourself, period. And heal your body. I'm telling you, once you get your body and your mind right, oh man, things will come to you so clearly. So,
and you know what, Kenneth? I love it. He says, I lost weight from eating spinach salads, grilled chicken, tomato, cucumbers, red onions. Try not to eat the greasy stuff. And you know what? Trust me. Like I told y'all last week, I'm greedy. I like all that stuff too. But once you do change your diet, you do change your palate, and you don't miss it as much. And the food here in America, I think we need to talk about the things that they're putting in it makes us addicted, right? You got to go have some fried, whatever the case is, and greasy. And I'm to the point to where if I eat something greasy, it upsets my stomach. I can't do greasy foods. So that's the key, though, just changing your diet. But I've always been under the ideology that dieting doesn't start in your mouth. It starts in your mind. You have to make your mind up. I will not eat those things. I will not continue to abuse my body. I will not continue to put things in my body that's going to harm it, And like I said, your car is valuable, but it ain't more valuable than you. So you wouldn't put the wrong motor oil. You wouldn't put motor oil in a radiator, or something that doesn't belong in it. You wouldn't dare do that. So why are we putting some of the things in our body that we do on a regular basis? And the great thing about our body is it does have the ability to heal itself if we, change our habits and stuff. But after a while, your body's just gonna say, you know what? If you don't care, I don't care either. And it is not going to give you the results that you want. So I love that for you, that you have chosen to eat better. And I always say this too. To me, one of the most sexiest things a man can do is eat a salad. I rarely see men eating salad. Of course, I see my brother eating salad, but that ain't sexy to me. But
we not, yeah, no.
Walter will eat a salad. Walter is known for making salad. So, but I rarely see men eating a salad. I don't know why.
And if you're gonna get nasty, if you're gonna break some rules in the kitchen, do it with a salad. Like when I feel like misbehaving, I'll take blueberries, basil. I will take goat cheese. I will take olive oil, avocado, sea salt. Lord have mercy, and put it in a bowl and eat that as a salad. Man, that is off the hook. And I put olive oil on almost everything. It is a disease fighter. Olive oil just does so many things for you, especially in the raw form. So you can misbehave with a salad. Cheese isn't the greatest for you. When I try and do cheese, I try and do a goat cheese. So give me 1 sec.
Sure. Yeah, and Charles Chick, how you doing, by the way? He says you're right, Dimitri. You have to have that conviction to make a dietary changes and stick to it. We just have to keep trying until we succeed. Yeah, the other thing too is don't beat yourself up if you eat something that you weren't supposed to eat, or you said you weren't going to eat. Because I know a lot of times we're doing so well, and then we might eat something that we shouldn't have ate, and then we just beat ourselves up. Have to say, okay, did that, won't do it again. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna try it again tomorrow, right? But you don't give up. And the other thing, this too, I tell you guys that I'm plant-based. I have not eaten meat yet, and it's been since July. And I'm not saying I never will eat meat again. Just right now, I'm not doing it. But if I were to do it, it'd probably be a very rare thing for whatever reason. Because I never want to say never, because I was a big time vegan for 7 years straight. Did not eat any meat, nothing at all. And I lost a lot of weight. I was actually kind of too small. And I would say that I looked all right, but I don't think I was as healthy as I could be, because when you become a vegan, sometimes you do deplete yourself of nutrients. I had brittle hair and, things like that. So it's just really kind of, knowing what to put in your body and things like that. But one thing I would say is don't beat yourself up. And it's all right to kind of maybe treat yourself. I wouldn't do no half a cheesecake like Walter did, but it's okay to treat yourself sometimes, and then get back on it. But for me, I just know what I need to do in order to keep going. So, and Ren, you say, once you see progress, the results will come eventually. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. When you put on your pants that you hadn't had on in a while, they're like you're swimming in them, like I was my pants the other day. Then you say, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm gonna keep going. You know what I mean? So that's for me is what motivates me. Like, okay, it's working. Keep going. So, and Kenneth, you say, a salad and some spring water, trying to be good. Yeah, spring water. That's all I drink. I don't drink nothing else but spring water. I will not do that to myself. I won't drink no purified, distilled, tap water. It's got to be spring water. In the discussion. Love to love you says, I used to water fast 8 days in a row for months until I got my desired weight. The longest was 14 days when I was a teen. So dumb. I didn't drink or eat anything. Had no idea what I was doing. I mean, fasting is good for you. Walter actually went on a 21-day fast. If you guys did not know, Walter is battling cancer. So he went on a 21-day fast, didn't eat anything, just water. And he lost quite a bit of weight things like that. So, fasting is good. I'll do it every once in a while. I'll do it intermittent fasting more than anything. But if you're fasting to lose weight, you will lose the weight. But then once you start eating and then you start eating, going back to your old diet, then the weight is going to come back. And if you're not careful, you can cause yourself harm. So just kind of know what you're doing when you're fasting. And Angela and say, same thing happened to me. People were worried about me. Yeah, you got to be careful when fasting. And Juggernauts, if I didn't already, how you doing? Says I used to focus on chicken as secondary food. I would consume every once in a blue moon, but since Boston market tanked down a hill, that's a wrap. Yeah, and chicken is all right. Just make sure you're getting it from the right source, because chicken can be just as bad as eating pigs or pork, if you will. Because chickens, they don't discriminate when they eat either. They just packing, and it can be anything. Yes, only spring water. So, Walter, you talking? Or are you on the phone? Okay. So anyway, as soon as Walter gets off the phone, I'm gonna get off of here because I actually have another podcast that I'm a join in about a half an hour. Shonda at Large. Many of you guys know who she is, so I'm gonna share it to my page. So you guys stay tuned for that. I feel like it's gonna be very interesting and a lot of fun. So
can
Walter,
you put the link down here? What do you say?
I'm gonna actually share it from my page. But I'm gonna type it here.
Okay, then I can find it.
Okay.
Say what's up to Faith. She's the one that makes the candles.
Hey Faith, how are
Can't really see
you?
it. She there. She's just a girl. We're still keeping it black. I'm trying.
Wait, we gonna get there eventually. I'm gonna see if I can share the flyer with y'all really quick.
Actually,
So let's see if I can share it. So yes, in about half an hour, I'm gonna be joining her. Let's see if I can put this up so y'all can see it really quick before we get out of here. So Walter, anything else you want to add?
no, I think we hit on all the points. Just take some of the advice. I would, if you're interested in your health and losing weight or being healthy, do check out the Glucose Goddess. That movement on YouTube, the books, you can do it on Amazon, Audible. That has really changed my health. I was gonna say my LBs, my weight, all that stuff. It's been a huge contributor to making sure that my that I've been able to keep my weight, my energy, all that stuff in order. And then as far as money, I would say just when you get paid, put something away. Even if you saved, I don't know, what's a good amount? Like this is gonna sound really stupid, but if you save $3 a day, $3 a day, and you did that for 30 years in the stock market, historical stock market rate of return of 30 years, you'd have $350,000 saved, which is $3 a day. It sounds insane, but getting wealthy or building wealth or creating stability is behavior. So $3 a day is 350. $6 a day is 700,000. If you can save $9 a day for 30 years, that is $1 million. Even if you're 50 right now, by the time you get 80, you could be a millionaire. And if you saw your bank account go from 10,000 or your investments to 100 to 200, 300, 400, and you knew you were making moves, you'd probably live longer because then you'd be able to afford to eat healthier. So and don't forget, go to lyt.one, get you some candles. Faith would appreciate it. We want to secure our jobs.
Absolutely. So anyway, y'all, stay tuned. In about a half an hour, I'm going to share the link, and we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. I actually love when people invite me on as a guest and interview me, because I'm always, kind of sitting in a driver's seat, maybe doing the interviewing or whatever. So sometimes it's really nice to just sit back and, just be part of a discussion without having to do the work or whatever. So y'all stay tuned, and y'all I'll learn as I learn. So in the meantime, you all be blessed. We will see you back on my channel. Well, tonight with Shonda, and then on Sunday with Crazy Donovan. I will be back with something exciting, I'm quite sure. And thank you guys all very much. Until then, y'all stay blessed. Love you very much. Peace.